Let's do a little test so I can hear it.
Testing 1, 2, 3. I am a Martian. I'm going to attack you all.
All right, we're good.
All right. First question, or one of the relaxing questions, would be, what is your name?
My name's Steve Wingate.
All right. Where are you from?
I was born in Hackensack, New Jersey, but I'm pretty much a Colorado guy.
How did you end up here at SDSU teaching?
Well, you go where the best job is usually. And for me, this was the job. I had been in Colorado in a non-tenure track position, so I had been teaching a lot of comp with a little bit of creative nonfiction and screenwriting on the side since 2001. I started teaching full-time at CU Boulder. I took a year as a visiting assistant professor at Holy Cross, which is a really nice private school in Massachusetts, and from there I just applied to a bunch of schools, and this was the one that worked out well. I teach a lot of introduction to creative writing, and that's fun because I get to discover people who don't necessarily think that they can write, and I get them to help them figure out that they actually can. Every year there's somebody who says, wow, I didn't think I liked this. I didn't know that I was gonna be good at it, but I really did enjoy myself, and now I want to do it more. My first exposure to games was Pong in the late 1970s. I had a friend, hockey friend named Brad Schwartz. His family had a lot of money. He had a video game machine at home, and I played video games. I played Pong against him.
What would be your favorite game or favorite game played recently, if you can't pick a favorite?
My favorite games are the last two games we did in the games narrative class, Kentucky Road Zero and Her Story, which is why I saved them for last. And I was hoping for a lot more enthusiasm than I got.
What would you say your experience was working in the video game industry?
It was hard. The amount of detail that was required of me was amazing. I remember deep in the process, I was asked to make one change editorially, and I did, but then when I tested the game again, you ended up meeting the person you had just broken up with. 10,000 iterations of the game, and you just kept on meeting the person you just broke up with. When Danny Labyrinth sort of sprang up in my mind, it was 2012, and I'd been wanting to write about my dad for a really, really long time. In 2012, I discovered a program called Scalar, which was built by the University of Southern California, and it was in beta, and I saw a presentation on it at a conference, and I said, Eric Lawyer, one of the developers, how do I get my hands on this? And I knew when I was watching his presentation that this was the tool that I was going to tell my multi-form narrative with.
What would be like your idea for Ellis Island Mutt?
Ellis Island Mutt actually came out of Danny Labyrinth because when I was doing Danny Labyrinth, I was taking a lot of images of myself, a lot of just rap at the video camera or at the iPad, and just edit it and see what I got. And one of the things that I noticed was this propensity to talk with my hands quite a bit. And it made me think of my own upbringing in New Jersey, which a lot of immigrants come through New Jersey. Ellis Island is right near there. That's where most of the immigrants who came in from Europe were processed. And I remember being told not to talk with my hands because it was something that immigrants did.
For upcoming creative writers, what would be your best piece of advice?
Oh, write every day. Right? Every day when you're young and when you're starting out, you want to produce a lot of stuff and see how it turns out. So if you spend, let's say, all your time writing a novel and you're going to put 2 years into writing one draft, you're not going through the whole cycle of conceiving of a project and finishing a project. And I think it's important to do that when you're first starting out because you need to know the cycle of conception to completion. That's a muscle that you're using as an artist to train yourself to look at what your best work is. And you've got to be able to have that as an artist.
we can record like candid things, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can add those in.
Can I do my post? Can I do my voguing? How do you do voguing?
I mean, this could be the intro, right?
No, please.